Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Crypto Scene Investigation, where we have a look at various cryptocurrency projects and we ask ourselves, are these going to be worth investing in? Today we'll be looking at Placewar. If you like what I do on this channel, please consider liking and subscribing, and if you end up enjoying the video, please consider commenting. If there's anything which you disagree with or you think is wrong and you feel like maybe I'm mistelling or misrepresenting the truth, please feel free to comment on the video and tell me about that, because I would like to at least be able to learn, and I'm really wanting to have a community where we can speak truthfully about projects and not just, I guess, like be a bunch of maxis because, oh my gosh, my friends are talking about it. So yeah. Anyway, little other disclaimer, this should not be considered as financial advice, and all of it should be used for entertainment, inspirational, and educational purposes. So, let's have a look. Placewar is what we're looking at today. Now, I'm not going to be showing any gameplay or any of that jazz, because, yeah, I looked at the gameplay, doesn't look like my sort of game. It's sort of like Worms meets, dunno. Worms meets something. Yeah, so it's sort of like Worms 2D. So I like Worms personally, but this game it feels a bit cheapish. But that could be the fact that it's not officially released. But we'll have a look at some of those things. So let's have a look at some basic deets. Placewar, 3,000 in the rank. Fabulous, good times. We don't know the actual market cap at the moment, but the max supply is 1 billion. Carpi. Fully diluted market cap is 51 mil at this present stage. This is what we have in terms of its time. So it was released around here, and then did a something X. That's not a 10x. That's like a 2x, 3x. Maybe it was more. Actually, no. Sorry, that is actually more. That is about, yeah. Anyway, but currently we're sitting. And we've dipped all the way down, and then there's a small little bump right there. So we're currently sitting at a delicious price of 0.05. Some of the general comments: tanks, buy more, good game, all in, who is F buying, scam, warning, scam, valuable coin, and all in, buy now. So there's a whole bunch of mixed comments on this actual thing. So we probably don't really need to read much about this sort of jazz, but essentially they're just like the usual kind of game aspects, but these guys are play to earn though, which is really cool. So, if you guys want to probably earn some money, then you can look at playing this game as well. I feel like it's quite niche in terms of who would want to play it or who would like it, but it could possibly get really big. It's just not really my sort of field of games which I'm interested in, so yeah. But just because that may be the case, I'm not letting that perception, or I don't want that to be the thing which is going to stop me from suggesting whether or not you purchase this or not. Yeah, because whether or not I think something is good or bad shouldn't be the all in all in terms of you purchasing this. Now, currently available on Gate.io, PancakeSwap, and a few other boys. So the fact that it's on Gate.io, that's a pretty good time. And PancakeSwap, so if you want to go buy it, go buy it. If you don't go buy it. BSC scan. Oh, these are the comments, not what I want to show you guys. The holders is what we want to have a look at. Here is something which triggers me. There is no smart contract icons except for this little delicious lady right there, Pancake. Now, we'll have a look at some of the tokenomics in a bit of a deeper way soon. But I do not like when I don't see any sort of icons here, because to me, I feel like that could mean that these guys essentially have complete control over their wallets to the point where they could go and pull these out all at the same time. Liquidity pull, rug pull, you lose all of your money. Goodbye, Felicia. Fare thee well, bon voyage, bon suite. Yeah, so I don't like that personally, but if you guys have any maybe explanations, maybe they have like another way to be able to actually lock it up, which we don't currently know about, and I couldn't find any information on it. So if you guys have any other details, please write them in the comments, because we want to base ourselves on the facts which we receive. Now, they have a little comment section, which is cool. So if you guys want to earn up to 10 times profit per day, please consider front-running bots. I'm joking, please do not. Please watch my video on that if you want to, because yeah, it's a bad time. Also, so they say users are now advised to fill out a form Something about complaints if they come across an unknown token in their respective wallets. For more information, go to, and then look where the link leads, synkwiththewallet.me. I like that website link. It says pancakeswap.finance, but nope, I like sync.wallet. That's way better. Scam, unlock tokens, 80% loss at launch. Scam, fabulous. All right. I've got to sneeze. Next page, we'll have a look at the BSC check. Governance token, buy and sell, nothing wrong with that. Owner not renounced. Who cares? Contract code, suspicious burn function detected. We don't care about suspicious things. We're only interested in making big dollars. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. Only 90% burned or locked. That's quite interesting how they actually say that it's actually burned / locked. That's possibly a good thing. Yeah. Not sure how they burn / locked it, seeing as we can't see the actual lovely digit / numbers next to them. This also says at least 95% of liquidity burn / lock, so it's still concerning. Not enough liquidity, which could allow for significant amounts to be removed. Rug pull. So yeah, I'm sort of wondering how they actually did properly lock it / burn it. And it says that it is 90% in Unicrypt until 14th of May. That's peculiar. Yeah, so all other token holders possess less than 5% of the token supply, and as we saw, that is not really the case, because we saw some deliciousness. 25%, 20%, 18%, 12%. To be one of those wallets, my word. Yeah, so no similar prior to token, token contract. Source does not contain a pausable contract. Oof. Okay, so the source code contains a pausable contract, which could potentially allow transfers to be halted. Does that not send any sort of shivers down you guys' spines? Cool. We move on. We don't look at that because we've already done that. I guess we could probably find out the liquidity here. So briefly, we can see some of this jazz. No token locks for this token on Unicrypt. I am so bamboozled by the fact that these guys and these guys, who are both trusted sources, are like, hey, so there's a bunch of stuff locked, and then they say that it's locked with Unicrypt. We go into Unicrypt. Unicrypt's like, no token locks for this token. WTH, man. I don't know who to believe. Yeah. Although, so it says here, that looks like it says 371k is actually locked. Oh, so that's where they get from. So 90% for the next 3 months. That's cool. Okay, so actually we do have a bit of something. So that's good. That is good to see. It is 90%, which isn't as much as we'd personally like, but it's something. To me, it's something. Yeah, in terms of the other liquidity, so it does say liquidity, so 4,440k, but remember, so 371k of that is locked, which yeah, I mean, may not necessarily be a bad thing, but I feel like we could still probably get a nice, delicious rug pull if we wanted to. Subscribers, so this is the actual Reddit page. We won't be looking at these sort of posts and everything. Although, I don't know, that's a funny post. This is excellent project for the future with strong team planned and project roadmap. It will be successful. Shilling. We enjoy shilling. So yeah, cool. Subscribers, a bit of a substantial jump, so a few thousand. Actually, it looks like they actually had a few thousand almost to begin with. So yeah, don't know how real or how botty these members are, but I'd feel like with this sort of game, it feels like these are probably going to be real members, to be honest, because if they're botty, then yeah. Comments per day, not much. So community interaction is low, folks. Keep that in mind. So posts per day is okay as well. It's alright. Yeah, so I'd say that these guys quite new. So keep in mind that this project has been going around since November, from what we understand, where I believe they probably had their little ICO shebang. Yeah. Next one. So these are the Twitter stats, and as you can see, followers once again with these projects. minus, 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 plus, plus, minus, minus. So they have a sort of an in and out moment, I guess you could call it. But 131,000 followers is quite a lot. For a Reddit which has been around almost just as long. I'm a bit surprised why the Reddit doesn't have more people following it. But for the last 30 days, they have lost 520 followers. Now let's have a look at some other suspicious things. Placedonia, that's kind of cool. So yeah, are there any bot comments? Well, let me tell you why we can't really tell that much. So this is one of the things. Placewar V1 and Marketplace is now finally live. Let's create by conquest. So RT and tag 3 friends and share the news. So a bunch of people commented, can't claim, cannot log in. So other people have said other things coming soon back to home. Maybe they weren't prepared for such a large amount of people to come. Maybe they got DDoS, not entirely sure. LFG, wonderful, good project. Hey yo, finally. Hello, can we talk about promo? You know, so it seems like these guys are probably going to be authentic peeps because, you know, like, I mean, people are interested, right? Like, people are like, hey, game, we like game. Let's have a look at some of the other comments. So I tried following these guys to see if I could personally comment. I can't comment, so I feel like maybe they got some haters because, I mean, that's kind of what you expect with some of these projects. And then so a similar thing with this as well. So that's suspicious in my point of view, is that they sort of block off some of the comments. I did try asking some questions in the Discord specifically to do with these bad boys, which, yeah, I'll show you the answer soon for what we've actually received from that. So let's have a look. Crud, I had the old project. What is this project called? It's called Placewar. All right, let's briefly check. So when it comes to these guys, last 90 days, that's okay, man. That is actually not that bad. In terms of Google searches, this is actually alright. Although it would have been nice to have seen a little bit more around this end, but, you know, as these guys have sort of kind of dipped off a little bit down this side of things, it sort of makes sense for why it hasn't really had as much searches. And I think people just decide to pull out because it's going down, right? But also keep in mind that the rest of the market is going pretty down right now, so, you know, can't really blame them, right? And no searches all the way up until September 12th. Okay, it's kind of funny. And then boom. And then you had this big November thing, and then now we're sort of downtrending quite a bit. Cool, so we'll go to the actual website. So this is the website themselves. Welcome to Placedonia. It's kind of cool. So their website, what are my views on it? I don't like that I can't like open links in more than one tab, but that's okay. Because guess what? Most of these links link to this exact page. So if we go battle, there we go, pixel, NFT. So it's pretty much like everything on like the same page, which I mean, for websites, probably want a little bit more, but hey, I mean, I'm not really complaining that much. PvP Battlefront, we won't really be heavily deep in look at some of these things, but you know, you can craft new tanks and have some skirmish. And this actually looks pretty cool from the looks of this, right? But the actual gameplay, from what I've seen, from the demo and everything, it definitely needs some polishing. It definitely needs some thorough polishing in order if it's going to be a great, fantastic, wonderful game to be playing. Yeah, but once again, if you guys are into this genre, man, play it, dude. Like, I mean, it's literally play to earn, so you can probably earn some fat dosh while, like, playing it or whatever. Multi-chain NFT playground, that sort of fascinated me a little bit. NFT bridge, a multi-chain NFT bridge that allows you to transfer your NFT assets. So, yeah. And so they have a bit of a marketplace where you can, you know, buy and sell and look at other things and be like, ooh, 74 tether, delish. So this is part of the token allocation. We won't look at that heavily right now because we can see it on another page. Actually, maybe you guys might like that. If you want to have a look, just like pause the screen. Cool, unpause, wonderful. Roadmap, Q1, Q2. So this is 2021, so they talked about Q2, Q1. Haven't seen any sort of roadmap thing look like this before. It's kind of neat. So we are currently at this version 1.0 launch, and I don't think we've seen the PvP side of things yet, but maybe we have. Yeah, so you can actually download, I believe that this is the APK which you can download. You can download it, and if you want to play it on your PC, just download BlueStacks. What a delicious software. yeah, and so it's cool how they do actually have a roadmap for the rest of 2022, which is lovely. We do like looking at roadmaps because we do want to see what else is coming up so that if we want to invest in it or not. All right, so partners. Now, I don't know if these partners are actually properly confirmed. So if anybody has details regarding these partners, whether or not they are actually confirmed, because you got some pretty big names here, man. I mean, Kairos Ventures, Polygon, IoTex, Crypto.com. I mean, how are these guys with Crypto.com, but they're not even on their exchange yet? Like, what the? Gate.io, Binance Smart Chain. I mean, AU21 Capital. I mean, a bunch of these guys are like, I mean, VB Ventures, dude. TK Ventures. I mean, a bunch of these guys I recognize because I have seen them on and under other projects. I think that one thing which is a little bit surprising for me though is the fact that, yeah, I haven't tried to see whether or not these partners are actually legit. Sorry, if these partnerships are legit, but if anybody does have any information, you are very welcome to comment that, and I can look at pinning that post. Cool, so you know a little bit about that jazz. What is this? Okay, we exit out of that. So this is the actual token itself. So they've actually got two tokens. So one is the gear token, which is pretty standard for these sort of games. You'll have like the sort of main governance token, and then you'll have the ones which you can earn. So for rewards, so you know like you can use. So for instance, this one you can use. Actually, we won't go into details because yeah, you guys have probably seen that on other videos. So governance token, so it's a BEP-20 governance token for the Placewar universe. Now this is what annoys me, is that we can't see anything, right? It doesn't tell us the vesting, doesn't tell us the locked, but when I asked on Discord, this is what I got as a response. Only 7% circulating, rest are vested. Now, the thing with the vesting thing is because I can't see exactly how they are vested or how they are locked or how in the heck that actually works, then that sort of makes me a bit, you know. So yeah. So if anybody has any idea of how these are actually vested / locked, because from what I can see, and from what our dear friend over at BSC Check can see as well, because they've noticed this as well, because those aren't actually locked. So what all of us can see is that these aren't tied to any specific smart contracts, which is concerning because that could mean that once that 3-month thing goes and runs up, you know, our dear little next 3 months and the 90%, then, you know, these guys could be running away with about more than 6 figures of your money. So, you know, ladies and gentlemen, be safe, be careful out there. But anyway, so yeah. So they also said, so they talk about the marketing and partnership and stuff. So team and advisor lock up for 24 months, vested over 24 months quarterly release. So this sort of stuff is pretty general, or pretty standard. The 5%, the 10%, the 18-month release and all that jazz. For a bunch of projects, usually it's a bit more than 18-month, I believe. I feel like I've sort of seen most often 36 months. So I mean, 18 months is okay, I guess. But yeah, so the thing which concerns me, as I say, is that we can't see the actual lockup from when we actually have a look at those stats. So that's a little bit concerning. But let's say if by chance they do have a way which they actually can prove that it is properly locked up, other than our dear boy Unicrypt being like, hey, so we've locked up this much. Which, yeah, I'm still a little bit uncertain as to how that kind of works in terms of how that looks on the proper BSC scan. Yeah, so anyway, P2E and farming is 50%, which is awesome. Ecosystem fund 10, so core is 18. Seed sales, okay, so private sales and public sales. So it's interesting how public sales is 2%. And then the rest of it is, yeah, it's pretty smallish. So we currently don't really know the exact circulating supply, which is a bit unfortunate because I feel like that should be added somewhere along the details in BSC scan or either scan, depending on what we are looking at. This chickie, she is Myrtle Ann. Myrtle, yes, I think Myrtle Ann, but it says Myrtle A. So she isn't showing a picture here for whatever reason, not entirely sure. But she's done interviews, so that's actually promising. Is that she's actually been in interviews, which, as I say, I think that is good. That she's actually showing her face and everything. So good on her. Good on her. So they did actually have a proper. They do actually have a proper page, which I'll grab up for you guys. So this is the part of their Medium article describing a little bit about who they are / what they do. So the dilemma of play to earn and how they resolve it. Our solution. I'm not going to go through these little bits of jazz. But yeah. Well, actually, I'll read the title. So, dilemma of play to earn. So lack of gameplay, lack of social bond, lack of infrastructure choice. That's interesting. Users are usually stuck with one blockchain. That's true, yeah. And so having the NFT bridge is quite attractive. Incomplete in-game economy. Okay, cool. Our solution: empower players to input UGC, diversify P2E mechanism, and bind the UGC creation feature with core gameplay features like battle and P2E mechanism. Cool. So we're gonna move on. Talking about NFT games. But they do list their team, which is good on them, man. Like, I mean, yeah, it can be a little bit scary. Oh, so they're a DAO. That is interesting. I didn't actually know that these guys were a DAO until I just saw that right there. I mean, it probably says it somewhere in the description here. Nope, take it back. Can't see anything. But yeah. So we'll have a look at this jazz, DAO Treasury, and they talk a little bit more about that sort of thing. Team and partner. So Myrtle Ann, Ken Nizam, and those are the only two people who I could find on LinkedIn. These other guys, can't see anything, can't find them on LinkedIn. Maybe they've gone and spell their names differently. But yeah, you guys are welcome to sort of try to hunt that bad boy down yourself. And they also do talk a little bit. They express a little bit more about the roadmap, which is cool. Yeah. So okay. So testnet demo. Cool. So, yeah, so all that's pretty interesting from what I understand. So remember, this game, from what I understand of it, is not complete. This is not a complete game yet. Consider this maybe like mega early access, like the alpha version or the beta, from what I can see, because the gameplay looks pretty trashy right now, but it's probably going to get better. It looks very, very cheap. Very cheap. So this chick, in terms of her experience, so says that she's currently a co-founder of Placewar, official influencer, CoinMarketCap. I have not heard that term before. Black Tide, founder and CEO, which is cool. So they've worked with a bunch of blockchain projects, club membership committee chair of Rotary Club, and VP of Growth and Partnerships, Goku Market. So in terms of her proper experience, whoa, look at some of these licenses and certifications, blockchain fundamentals. So she's got a few little bits of jazz here and there. Yeah, not the best resume, but she's definitely not a chump from what we can see. Ken Nizam, he's also pretty impressive. So this is one of his projects, which he's currently doing, is so the advisor or interim CMO, and so he's also an advisor for Mimo, and he's also the co-founder of Two Monkey Juice Bar NFT, if you guys are familiar with that, and Asia Token Fund Group. So he's the co-founder and CEO of that. So it seems as though, from what we can see from these two people, so the interim chief marketing officer and the co-founder, which I wonder who the other founder is. They're sort of hiding their face. Yeah, so from what we can see, they definitely have experience in the world of blockchain, which is good because we do like to see a bit of experience. Yeah, and as I say, I think that is awesome that we actually do get to sort of see the actual sort of face behind it, or one of the faces behind being the co-founder. So yeah, so you guys are welcome to look up the interview if you wish to watch it as well. So here are my final thoughts into whether or not you should invest in this project or not. First of all, should you invest? Probably not. It's probably my final response. I'm not going to invest into it. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I would probably say with this sort of thing, it's just these would keep me up at night, man. These numbers right here would honestly keep me up at night. Yeah, and the fact that like the website isn't quite as click friendly as I would like. And I mean, and the fact that, that they've kind of like blocked some of their comments in terms of like their Twitter and everything, and I don't know, man. And they've got like 131,000 followers, but it's like, do you actually have that many followers? Because, yeah, I don't know, man. This sort of feels like one of those maybe like sell the news, buy the hype or whatever. So yeah, buy the news, sell the hype. How is this sitting on 3 million watch lists? That is insane. So either this is actually secretly really popular, or these guys have found out how to do botting within various communities very well, except for Reddit. Yeah. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Yeah, once again, if you do want to comment, please be kind in the comments, but also please spread some truth. If let's say if you do have a different opinion which goes against what I'm saying, you are very welcome to express it. But please no slander, because wanting to create a healthy community. Yeah, I've also got a Patreon if you want to, come and join that bad boy. Want to keep on trying to, aim to do this full time. Yeah, and what was the other thing I was going to mention? Oh yeah, like and subscribe. Cool. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Ta-ta.